We have come to the end of our meeting. I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the Counter-Terrorism Working Group to thank once again the APEC National Organizing Committee and the Conference Management Services for their valuable assistance in the conduct of our meeting. We also would like to thank the Waterfront Hotel and the City of Cebu, the Cebu City Government, for their generous and warm hospitality, the extra attention they gave us during our stay. We must also thank our project director from the APEC Secretariat, Diego Gonzalez, whose guidance was indispensable in shepherding for the success of our plans and projects and activities. I also would like to commend the members of the administrative staff over there at your back for the logistical preparations and the support work that ensured that our meeting will go as planned and without any problems. Thank you for the snacks and the lunch that were prepared for the working group. It has been an eventful meeting, eventful in the sense that the working group now has a new vice chair. I would like to thank Australia for expressing interest in taking on the role of the vice chair. I also would like to thank the economists for expressing their full support for Australia. Now the chair has a partner in managing the working group in the pursuit of its mandate. I'm better off than my predecessor in Indonesia, who was alone for 2 years. Yeah? Many comments and ideas were exchanged during the discussions in our meeting. And again, many more new connections and contacts were established during our short time here. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all of you for your active participation in our meeting. The product and outcome of this meeting is a result of all your contributions. We were able to listen to the updates of your counter-terrorism action plans. We would like to thank you, especially those who has presented their CTAP updates. These updates are important as they provide an avenue for the economies to report on the progress of their efforts against terrorism and securing trade, and for the other economies to possibly learn and adopt the practices that you have reported. While the formal reporting of the CTAP is now every 2 years, as we have agreed upon during our last meeting, it is hoped that the economies would continue sharing their CTAP updates in the next meeting. The Counter-Terrorism Working Group reaffirms its commitments to implement the APEC Consolidated Counter-Terrorism and Secure Trade Strategy and support deeper cooperation and capacity building across the priority areas: secure supply chains, travel, finance, and infrastructure, to make sure that regional commerce is more secure, efficient, and resilient. The Counter-Terrorism Working Group is committed to fulfilling its role within the APEC in line with its priorities and aims, and APEC's 2015 theme of building inclusive economies, building better world. It is hoped that the role of security, especially against terrorism, in building sustainable and resilient communities will have a real-world impact that can be seen and felt by the people in our economies. On the implementation of our work plan and the counterterrorism and secure trade strategy, the chair would like to thank the presenters, Russia for their presentations, and of course the United States also for your presentations. We have our various projects on secure supply chains, secure travel, secure finance, and secure infrastructure. These projects has been generously funded and organized by our member economies. We have, for this year, we have 2 workshops, one on new payment systems, and as we have earlier announced, the secure travel workshop on countering foreign terrorist fighter travel. Again, we'd like to thank the United States for sponsoring these 2 events. I would also like to thank and congratulate all those who participated in these activities. These activities are the ideal fora for the economies to come together to cooperate, collaborate, and learn from each other. It is hoped that many more activities such as this will be developed and conducted in the coming years. We encourage full support and participation in these activities so that we can maximize its effects. I would like also to thank our guest from World Customs Organization for his valuable contribution to our meeting. In our last meeting, we had a guest from UNODC, and our group, the Counter-Terrorism Working Group, must continue to engage with international organizations and other fora, as suggested by Russia, to align our efforts on secure trade and counter-terrorism. We are all allies in our cause to fight terrorism, and we must combine efforts to ensure our success. So yesterday and this morning, we were able to discuss our Counter-Terrorism Working Group Strategic Plan 2013 to 2017. And it is apparent in our discussions that there is a need to make an assessment of where we stand in terms of its implementation. As to the manner how it will be done, of course, the chair will be communicating with you intersessionally. We have just discussed initially with Japan and then later on with everyone else. And so that by the time we meet in the Peru meeting, we'll be more than ready to either approve or amend further in writing our strategic plan. We must now assess if we are able to comply with our strategic plan and its key performance indicators. We must remain on point and ensure that we are able to follow and attain the objectives of this plan. It must be reiterated that this plan is a living document, and we must ensure that it is able to meet the changing landscape of the fight against terrorism. Another important theme in our meeting this year is the issue of violent extremism and foreign terrorist fighters. We are one with Russia in saying that the FTF threat cut across the 4 activity areas of our counter-terrorism and secure trade strategy. We are encouraging the economies to propose activities to address the foreign terrorist fighters phenomenon. This issue is an important and timely one, and it is apparent from the contributions and comments by you that this is an area of great interest in the region. From the exchanges, the issue of terrorism, especially the threat of violent extremism and foreign terrorist fighters, we saw that in our discussions. It is a concern in the region. We are encouraging, therefore, the economies to propose activities to address this phenomenon. And relatedly, we'll be waiting for Indonesia's proposal under Business Resiliency and Recovery. The chair, and I'm sure all of us would like to bring home takeaways from Indonesia's experience in the Bali bombing and the Jakarta bombing. And the chair and the next host, Peru, will be making initial discussions on the possible holding of the STAR conference the soonest time possible. We shall be consulting with you also on this matter. We had a lot of presentations and there was lively exchange of ideas. I'm very thankful for all your contributions to this meeting. Now we must look at the lessons we have learned in this meeting and in the Foreign Terrorist Fighter Workshop held the other day. We must be able to apply them in our economies. It is also hoped that this issue be discussed more thoroughly intersessionally among us. The threat of terrorism is very real. Lives are lost, families are broken, communities are destroyed. People are forced to live in harsh conditions, fearing for their lives. And many people are forced to flee their homes. And slowly, many of the historical and cultural treasures are being systematically destroyed. Our group has the difficult task of combating terrorism, especially in relation to securing trade, a bane that has been increasing in recent years. This task proves to be difficult as it involves a wide spectrum of issues, from economics to ideology to politics. Yet, we as one community, one region, must continue to work against terrorism. However, our plans and strategies should not remain only as ideas or on paper. We must put them into action, and the time to act is now. The battle ahead of us is not just about territory, nor it is only about wealth or resources. It is a battle to protect our way of life. One of peace and prosperity where everyone's rights are protected and respected. It is a struggle to prove that humanity will win over an enemy which seeks only to destroy and to cause chaos and anarchy. We must not allow our people to live in fear. Our meeting may not have come to an end, but it is hoped that we continue to build on our successes. We continue to build our ties and relationships between our economies. I hope that we all see each other in succeeding meetings, projects, and activities. May this year be a fruitful one for all of us. And Peru has invited us already in the next CTWG meeting next year. That will be February. And lastly, I thank you all for coming to this meeting. This is our last for this year. Even without CTWG meetings, we hope that you come back to the Philippines, come back to Cebu. You are always welcome. I wish you safe travel as you return to your own home countries, and I hope that your stay here in the Philippines, you stay here in the city of Cebu, has been pleasant and memorable. Thank you very much, and mabuhay tayong lahat. Okay, let's have lunch. Thank you very much. Yeah.